Take a look at this. These are the last 12 winners of the French Ligue 1. The keen-eyed among you will be quick to spot the common three-letter theme, PSG. It would be fair to say that Paris Saint-Germain have dominated the top flight of French football since 2012, winning 10 of the previous 12 league seasons. Unfortunately for the people of France, PSG's supremacy of the division has led to many fans dubbing France's top tier as the Farmers' League. I must say, when I first heard the term Farmers' League, I didn't quite know what to think of it. My initial interpretation was that it was suggesting that the quality of the league is so poor that there are literal farmers playing in it, which again I didn't quite get, as I never realised farmers had such a reputation of being bad at football. In fact, I imagine that the average farmer would have many physical attributes that would actually benefit them when playing the beautiful game. That aside, turns out that my reading of the phrase was pretty accurate, but there was also one other element that I was missing. That in a Farmers' League, one team completely dominates the division year in, year out. Said team and its players are farming wins, trophies and accolades unchallenged and with complete ease, which again I didn't quite get because farming as a profession is notoriously tough. Here's the thing though, why was France's top division most frequently associated with the term? Yes, 10 titles in 12 seasons is pretty dominant, but it's not as bad as, say, the Bundesliga, where Bayern Munich have won 11 of the 12 league titles over the same period, or the Scottish Premier League, where Celtic have run wild. Perhaps it's PSG's expenditure since they were acquired by Qatar Sports Investments, but it feels very much like Ligue 1 has acquired this Farmers' League tag a little unfairly. And then it got me thinking, if Ligue 1 wasn't the Farmers' League, i.e. the least competitive league, then where was? Was it the Bundesliga? Was it the SPL? Was it somewhere outside of Europe? What about the opposite? Where was the most competitive league in the world? And because I would rather spend my time watching paint dry than doing something valuable with my life, I decided to find out. I wanted to discover, with data, what are the least and most competitive leagues on the planet. My initial methodology was to take a period of time, say 15 years, as this would be considered a solid length of time to be playing professional football at the top level, then record for every league on the planet which has had the most number of different winners in that period, and the least. So for instance, if one team had won every single league title over the past 15 years, then that would be the ultimate Farmers' League, and vice versa for the most competitive league. However, this didn't feel quite detailed enough. If a single team had won every league title but was only victorious by a point or two each season, then surely that would still be an exciting competitive league. Surely it would make it more competitive than a league that has had 2 or 3 winners over the past 15 years, but those winners had won the division by 10 plus points each time. To overcome this, I needed something more robust. After some tinkering, I came up with a formula for what I call the Farmers' League Index, or FLI for short. The Farmers' League Index takes a number of variables, such as the ratio of title wins by the most successful team over a 15-year period, and the average margin of victory, and hopefully allows us to measure how competitive a league is. The higher the FLI score, the more farmery a competition is, i.e. the less competitive it is. The easy to remember formula to calculate a league's FLI is x equals open bracket 38 divided by a close bracket times b times the square root of open bracket c plus the cubed root of d close bracket. Got it? No? Okay, well, let me explain. In this case, the letter A equals the average number of games played in any given division over a 15-year period, B equals the ratio of league wins of the most dominant team, C equals the average margin of victory in points in the division, and D equals the average goal difference of the winning team. Just to give you an example of how this works, let's take the Premier League on a test drive. There's 38 games in a Premier League season, so 38 divided by 38 gives you 1. Multiply by the ratio of the most successful team's title wins over the past 15 years, Man City in this case. The average winning margin in the Premier League is 7.07 points over the past 15 seasons, and the average goal difference of the winners is 57.27. Put this into the formula, and it gives you the Premier League's FLI of 1.76. To put that into context with the rest of the so-called top 5 European leagues, it looks like this. Despite Man City's recent success, the Premier League is marginally the most competitive of the top 5 leagues, edging out La Liga. The least competitive of the big boys is the Bundesliga. Alas, Bayern Munich's dominance over the years has made it the most farmery. However, we're not here to confine ourselves to the scope of the top 5 European leagues. I looked at records from around 100 top-flight leagues from around the globe and fed the data through the Farmers League Index formula to find out where the most and least competitive leagues are globally. But before we go into the results, here's some caveats to keep in mind. First and foremost, the Farmers League Index isn't robust enough to consider leagues that have or previously had wacky rules or stages to them, such as split divisions, a knockout phase, or different rounds that subtract or disregard previously earned points, all of that kind of nonsense. Examples of these leagues include the Belgian Pro League, the Austrian Bundesliga, the Polish Ekstraklasa, the Romanian and Serbian Superliga, the Maltese and Moldovan Premier Leagues, the Cypriot First Division, the MLS, Liga MX, in fact every football league in the Americas with the exception of Brazil, the Libyan, Egyptian and Sudan Premier Leagues, Cameroon Elite 1, Tunisian Ligue Professionnelle 1, a lot of Africa in fact due to missing or incomplete records, the J-League, Lao League 1, the New Zealand Football Championships and many more. Secondly, as you can probably tell from my previous video, I dropped out of A-level maths growing up, so God knows if this is even passable as a valid test. Any brainiacs feel free to ridicule me in the comments. That aside, let's look at where scored lowest on the Farmers League Index, i.e. the most competitive leagues in the world. At the bottom, or the top, we find the Football League of Kosovo, scoring 0.67 on the FLI score, making it the most competitive league on the planet, narrowly beating out the Latvian Higher League on 0.74. The Football League of Kosovo has had 8 winners over the past 15 years, with 3 teams winning the title on 3 occasions, though Balkani, the most recent winners, have won it 3 times on the trot, hopefully not the start of a reign of terror. The Latvian Higher League, amazingly, has had 9 different winners over the past 15 years, though many of the previous winners have folded due to bankruptcy or otherwise. A story for another video. Now to the other end of the spectrum. If I was a professional footballer, where would be the easiest league on the planet to earn accolades with minimum stress? I thought I'd found a winner early on in my search when I discovered Dinamo Zagreb had won 14 of the last 15 Croatian HNLs. However, that would be blown out of the water by the mighty, or not so mighty, Tajikistan Higher League, which scored a whopping 4.3 on the Farmers League Index, making it the least competitive league on the planet ahead of competition from Croatia, Wales, Ukraine, Bulgaria and others. FC Istiklal have been the dominant force in Tajikistan football for a number of years, winning 11 of the last 15 seasons, which may not sound like a lot compared to the other divisions until you look at the margin of their victories. Istiklal regularly win the league by double figures, which is impressive considering that the average number of games played per season in Tajikistan is 23 games. In 2011, Istiklal won the league with a goal difference of plus 114, by far the highest tally I could find of any division I looked at. So what's the reason for Istiklal's dominance? Well, I'm sure it has nothing to do with the fact that FC Istiklal was formed by Rustam Emomali, one of the sons of Tajikistan's long-standing president. Nor has it anything to do with FC Istiklal's expenditure, which is just a smidgen higher than other teams in the division. FC Istiklal's dominance truly is a mystery. So there you have it. If you are an aspiring young professional with bags of talent who is only interested in winning trophies, then joining FC Istiklal in Tajikistan is your best bet. Though I get the feeling you might want to consider Wales or Croatia instead. If you would like to know the FLI score of your favourite league, then feel free to post it in the comments and I'll try to get back to you. The last video on the channel really blew up compared to my other videos, so I just want to thank everyone for liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, all of the above, because it's really helped the channel grow. And if you haven't done any of those things, then please do. It will help support me and the channel and help us create more content that hopefully you'll enjoy down the line. Thank you very much once again.